and maybe a new version of the oldness and some sort of naturalistic kind of religion. Um, I'm very, uh, I sort of think, the time in which we live is, we're no longer in the sort of more stable kind of neoliberal time. We're kind of in some weird mixture of like religious revival, psychedelics, conspiracy theories, AI, wars, all sorts of instability, and even chaos and violence, and new efforts and everything at institutions and integration. And I think some of that is probably some sort of good religious ritual kind of cultural kind of revival that I hope will bring something like the naturalist, something of an old and a new version of some kind of naturalistic kind of religion. Um, and I
Yeah.
think kind of balanced. I sort of um, I do I do also have something of that romantic feeling, but I also, from my understanding of the history and cult and different cultures, including the sort of primitive cultures, that there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in that more sort of porous natural environment, a lot of violence and a lot of yeah, yeah, basically a lot of violence. So So I think it and some the separation of people and literal walls and things like that is dampening some of the human spirit, and you do need some therapies and some different kinds of interactions and things to deal with that. I do think people are more alive in the sort of more natural kind of environment, but a lot of that aliveness I think is the old strong gods that I think we're kind of better off without as being the dominant sort of gods. So I sort of imagine something a little bit like what my understanding of what Japan has, where they have the Shintoism, where it's a naturalistic religion and a vague belief in like gods, local gods, and but also there's some more strict societal overlay and also a Buddhism and other things to sort of bring your mind up, so to speak, or to balance out sort of naturalism. But
Yeah.